Hey everyone, for our virtual worship moment for this week, I asked Neil if I could record a video to share with you guys. We wanted to, first of all, let you know, in case you haven't heard, I don't know how quickly things are getting through, but you might notice it looks like I'm recording this from a hospital room. It's because Reese was born yesterday, our baby boy, so I know you guys are excited with us. We're excited to be able to let you know about that. Yep, one of the reasons I was recording this video was wanting to let you guys know that he is here. The second is I just wanted to say thank you for those of you of our Awaken family who have already reached out to us, celebrating with us, praying for us. I know there's a meal train being organized for us, and Awaken has been gracious enough to be able to give me a few weeks of paternity leave, so I'll be able to be with Heather and be with Reese, and so that's just something that I'm just so honored to be able to receive as a gift from our community, but also I'm just so proud of our community, of being a place that values that, and of being a place that cares for its leaders in that way, to want to offer that. So that's just a big thank you to all of you. The last reason that I told Neil that I wanted to record the video for this week is because for those of you who have been following on social media or have gotten an update from us in person, we are still here in the hospital, and Reese is not with us right now because Reese is in the NICU. So when he was born, he is healthy, but there was some fluid in his lungs that was causing him to not get all the oxygen that he needed, and so they took him to the NICU to be able to monitor him very closely, and just also to be able to give him some oxygen support that he needs while his lungs clear out. And so we have been able to go see him. We have been able to to be there with him and to let him hear our voice. We've not been able to do much in the way of holding him. We were able to hold him a couple times today, but it's obviously not as much as we would love to be cuddling our newborn baby boy. And so but yeah, I just wanted to share, as we were walking through that, it's a scary process. It's a little bit of emotional whiplash to you have all this buildup and all this excitement and all this anticipation, and then your child is born, and it's just celebrating and excited, and then you can kind of feel the mood shift in the room a little bit, as they start to ask questions about his color, looking at certain levels not being what they should be, things like that. And you can feel this, the mood and the temperature, the emotional temperature shifting in the room a little bit. And, even though we are in an amazing hospital with amazing healthcare workers, you can't help but feel some fear and some anxiety when you don't know what's going to happen. And then, kind of gets rushed away. I was fortunate enough to be able to go with them and to be able to be there as they were getting him set up. And they were the staff here is just amazing. And they were so communicative and explaining everything that was going on in a way that was reassuring and was calming. But, as a new parent, it doesn't matter how minor the situation may be, or how much they expect it to just resolve itself, right? There's not a whole lot of concern, but it doesn't matter. The truth is there's something going on with your child, and that's scary. And so that's something that, Heather and I have been, processing for the last couple of days. And if you were at the worship gathering this past Saturday, you heard me share pretty vulnerably, pretty raw about kind of the way that I wrestle through my faith, and the way that I've been wrestling through things like prayer and things like that. And so, sometimes when things like this happen, it can be just another thing to wrestle through, as you guys know, that I am inclined to do. And so I've been thinking a lot, over the past 48 hours, and praying a lot. And I just got this this vision, or this God brought this illustration to mind. And so it may be helpful for some of you, it may not, but I figured I would share it because that's kind of what he had brought to mind for me. And so I was picturing times, maybe you can picture this as well, where you've been driving along and just this torrential rain, like the kind of rain that, you have to slow down because you can't see in front of you. You got your wipers on high, but it's just not helping. And so you can't see the road in front of you. You can't see what's going on. I've been in that situation multiple times. I would assume you probably have too. And I was just thinking about kind of feeling like that now, just and a little less now than maybe over the last 24 hours. I may have felt it a little more. But yeah, just this idea of not knowing what's in front of me and not knowing what's next, especially as inclined as I am to wrestle with things in my faith, and to not be somebody who feels so firmly planted and rooted all the time and certain all the time. That it kind of brought that to mind, just this not being able to see what's in front of me or see the road in front of me or where I'm supposed to be going. And I thought about in times like that where I've been moving and just when there's another car on the road, and so you can just see like these brake lights, right? And so I may not be able to see what lane I'm in. I may not be able to see if the road's turning right or left, but if I have this car in front of me and I can focus on these brake lights, right? Like that I can clearly see. And so I know if I need to adjust my speed, I know if there's a turn, I know, it's how I know to be able to move forward, is to keep my eyes on these headlights. And I think God gave me that illustration because I feel like in times like, especially those first 12 hours after Reese was born, feeling like, okay, there's all this stuff and I don't know what to cling to right now. I don't know where my certainty is and where my handholds are. And yeah, just to be able to say, yeah, that illustration is, there's times where you don't know what's going on and there's a lot of uncertainty, but to be able to hold tight to something and say, hey, I can focus on this, right? And that's how I know to move forward. And so that's kind of what we've been doing. And I don't want anybody to get unduly concerned. All of the news we've been getting from Reese is all positive. He continues to improve. And so, again, I'm feeling much more out of that storm now than maybe I was 12 hours ago or 24 hours ago. But I just wanted to share with you this Psalm 46 is again, as I've been processing and praying, and this is something that God brought to mind for me. And so it was an encouragement, and I know I'm not the only one walking through things. So maybe it can be an encouragement to you as well. And so I'm just going to read it. I've got my iPad here off screen. I'd like to pretend I'm spiritual enough to have it memorized. I don't, but it's right off screen here. So this comes from Psalm 46, the first few verses of Psalm 46. It says, God is our refuge and strength, a help always near in times of great trouble. That's why we won't be afraid when the world falls apart, when the mountains crumble into the center of the sea, when its waters roar and rage, when the mountains shake because of its surging waves. And I think the reason that in particular has been encouraging to me is because this passage does not say, when you are in trouble, God will come fix it. I know that's encouraging to think about and to pray for and to hope for. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that what I loved about this passage is that it does not give any promises that God will take away your trouble. God will not take away your storm. It just says that he is our refuge and strength and that he is always near. And that's enough. That's enough for me right now. And I hope it can be enough for you, just to be that thing that you can focus on when everything else is raging and you can't see your way forward. That's what you can hold to and know how to keep moving forward. So I love you guys. I was going to say I can't wait to see you soon, but you may not see me for a little while because of the paternity leave, but I can't wait to get back with you guys. And I'm sure we'll see some of you guys in passing through the meal train and stuff like that. So we love you. We'll see you soon. Can't wait to introduce you to our new little guy.